What is a cum gutter?
The V lines on the dude.
Oh, it's not just because I've heard it like the V, like in the male-female versions, like in the. I mean, even in the males I've read, I've not heard cum
Writer
gutters.
calls
This must be a
it
new
on
term.
Knox. He says those cum gutters. Your cum gutters are working because he finishes on.
My name is Paige with Love on Demand. We are here with our first guest ever, Adrian Hale, author of contemporary romance, primarily a lot of sports, a lot of hockey, right?
This is the first one.
This is her first male, and we're going to talk about it
this is
today.
the first sports.
No, I thought you were a hockey romance person.
No, this is my first sport.
But you were doing the hockey game stuff.
I love hockey.
She's also an Austin native here in Austin, Texas with us. And we're going to talk about her newest release, which is coming out June
3rd.
June 3rd. And it's her first male, and sports romance.
Yes, I'm
We
very
moved into
excited.
a different territory.
Completely different genre for me.
Well, there's two different sports in it.
They happen to have two athletes in it. One plays football, the other one plays hockey. It is a hockey romance.
It's hockey. It's more hockey.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I've got your book here that's beautiful and unscathed and untouched on the easel.
And then we have the one that's a little more beat up. So.
Of course. Now tell me about why it's so beat up.
Well, this is my my proof that I got just to make sure that everything was okay. But I also am giving this one to my mom, and I made it mom friendly because while my mom reads all of my books and she's okay with the male-female spice, she's a little more conservative. I don't think she's ready for male-male spice. So
she's a mom, but she
she's
reads
a mom.
Everything anyway, even with all the spice in all your books.
Yes, and my first book she read, she was like, "Oh my gosh, Adrian, how do you know all of this?" And I was like, "Mom, do you really want the answer to that question? Like, these are those questions that you don't really ask and then want the answer to." So I was like, so I made it mom friendly, and I put all of the little.
I want to see like some of the captions here.
It says male spice
to the end of chapter.
To the end of
chapter. Wait, hang on.
So it tells her like where she needs to stop reading and where she can pick up again.
May want to skip this part. I like how you give her little notes.
Yeah.
How many books have we written now?
This is the 8th book that I am publishing. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And there
okay.
were 2 that will never see the light of day. They were terrible.
They were published.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Those are 2 that I wrote before I ever decided to publish. Where
So you had some trials.
Yeah, I was learning how to finish a story because I had so many start and stops where I would write a chapter or I would write like a character kind of analysis where I was like, this is who this character is, like playing Barbies, basically. Like I
like how you're comparing
name.
writing romance to playing Barbies.
Yeah.
That makes total sense.
Yes. I would have a scene that I would write down, but I would never actually finish a story. So for me, I had to train the muscles of completion. And so I kind of challenged myself to write a full story.
How long did it take you?
Those first 2 books, I probably played with them for a couple of months, maybe 6 months or so each. The second one felt like I was pulling teeth trying to finish it because it was terrible.
Because you couldn't get in the mode?
For that one, yeah, I think I just wanted to get those 2 characters to have a story, and they were part of the first book. And sometimes for me, I say I write fast and furiously or not at all. And for me, it's like I can write a book in 2 weeks or it'll take me 2 years. So,
2 weeks?
Yes. Yeah. My Southern Gods series, what became the first 2 books, Bourbon Bride and Bourbon Bargain, I wrote that basically in 14 days. So.
Both books or just the whole story?
It was started out as one book, and so I wrote that in about 14 days, and then I put it away for 4 years. So
oh, wow.
I finished that.
Before you had to revisit it.
I finished that in 2019. It was on a break from school. I was I went back to school to get a degree because I was researching for a book that I was writing about a physical therapist, and then I went back to school for physical therapy.
That's like a commitment.
It was. I go really hard into my research, and I
want to hear all about the research, particularly because we were talking a little bit too, getting back to this one about the term like cum gutter, like that term. I just want to know like what
like
level of research, because male is different. But hang on, I'm going to go all over the place. I'm on a tangent because we talked about you could write a book in 2 weeks or 2 years. What was your plan before you started doing this? What if you weren't doing this? What would you be doing?
I have done so many different things. I think I have like also a crazy amount of confidence in my abilities to do things. I don't know where it came from. I can't tell you why. I'll just go and be like, I can do that. Sure, why not? Unless I decide I can't. So I've done triathlons. I've started my own businesses. Like I did hair and makeup for 15 years, and I had a wedding hair and makeup business. And
just make a girl feel bad.
I don't know.
You could just do all the things.
Yeah, I went back to school and I was like, because I can, I'm gonna do it. Why not? I really liked it, and I really liked what I was researching, and I felt called to it, and I was like, this is fun. But I finished that degree in the middle of the pandemic. Like COVID hit in my senior year. We went home for spring break and didn't go back to school. I graduated from my couch, and I was like, this is fun. Maybe I don't want to go into the medical field.
For like all people that had to graduate during that time. Like,
it was terrible.
Especially the high schoolers. They missed out on prom.
Yeah.
They missed out on like all the ritual 30s, things that you do.
I was like, it's okay. But all the kids that were like, 2021 graduating, I was like, sorry kids. I apologize.
But maybe I like to think that it made them like stronger. It certainly made them readers.
Yeah.
Right? Because like I feel like book talk emerged during all of
100%.
that, right? And like that changed. That's like a whole other tangent we could go on. And I kind of want to hear a little bit more about the research that you do, like with this particular book, because it was your first male. We talked about cum gutters, like all this language. Like I feel like language has shifted too with like the younger generation, right?
Yes.
I'm like, like it used to be, for example, now it's age gap. Yeah. It used to be called like May, December in my day. That's what you say in my day.
Don't age yourself, Paige. You're not that old. You're fine.
I love you. Thank you. Must be all that non-Botox that I'm having.
Oh, you're so funny.
So tell me what other words we use, because now I'm like totally curious. I never heard cum gutter.
I think Bookstagram and Book Talk probably keep my vernacular younger than it would be. I don't know. I try to stay relevant.
You are. You're young.
Oh, that's so nice of you. I'm 40,
See?
so I don't feel...
But you went to school in your 30s.
I did.
Did you feel like were you in person until COVID happened?
I was. Yeah, I was in classes with like these 20-year-olds.
How was that?
It was so wild. Oh my gosh. And especially my first year going back, and I was like 30 in classes with like 17, 18-year-olds, and I was just like, dear God, wow. They did not take anything seriously. I'm over here like trying to get my brain to like keep information in, and they're just like, oh, whatever, I'm gonna go party. And I'm like,
that's how I would be. I'd be like so much, I feel like I'm like a much better adult. It's like, it's such a cliche, but I'm like, if you only knew then what we know now. 100%. I totally feel that way.
And your brain just is not as moldable as when you're older. Obviously, like your memory is so much better when you're younger.
It's
and you
true.
Don't realize
everything's better when you're younger.
Yes, and you can multitask so much better when you're younger.
You're sharper.
You can listen to music and watch a TV show and have a book open and study, and it's nothing. As I was like, I need it silent. I need to have like my noise canceling headphones on. I need to just have my book out here, or else I am completely out of, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't
Is that your process too when you're writing? Like, tell me your process when you're writing. Like, you obviously have to have like be in the zone.
I do. So I do like to have music on because I am very much like auditory when I'm writing, and I like to have playlists. I do create playlists. There's a playlist in the front of the book.
I love when there's a playlist in a book.
So
and
I create them
current
as I go.
Music?
Yeah, for the most part. So I create them as I go. It's not like I create them before I start. It is very much influenced by what the characters are doing and
what they're into.
Absolutely,
I love that.
There's a disclaimer in there.
Content warning disclaimer.
That's me saying like maybe I don't have all of the things right about hockey, but I tried. And then I'll put on like Spotify day list or whatever, and if it's not the right vibe, I'll be like, oh, this is terrible. I can't write until it's the right.
And like these characters like are in your head and listening to this.
Oh yeah. And when they're not talking to me, I'm like, please talk to me.
I don't know a lot of these artists. Diana Ross, I know.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, I know.
Yes, I'm a big Swiftie, so there's usually at least one. There's definitely Taylor Swift. There's also Ludacris in all of my Atlanta-based books.
He's from there, right?
Yes,
he is. Are you from there?
No, I'm not. I just set my Southern Gods series in Atlanta, in Georgia, because there's a ton of neoclassical architecture that's in Georgia.
There is?
Yeah,
okay, so I don't know anything about anything. You're giving me a little education.
Yeah, so the neoclassical architecture is huge in the South, as well as like Atlanta, the name, and then like Helen, Georgia is a very like Bavarian sort of town, but like Helen is Hellenic. And then there's like a lot of kind of Greek influence that happens.
It's like
to
your
be
jam,
in Georgia.
right? The Greek.
I love it. Yes.
Greek mythology.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember when I was a kid, I read the play Antigone. That's a Greek mythology play. And I'm like, when I get older, I told my mother, I'm like, I'm going to name my daughter Antigone. She's like,
oh, no.
No, you won't. because
Maybe
I
don't
just thought it was
do
a
that.
cool name.
Yeah.
You know, I know it was like, she's a bad character.
She
but
was like, maybe don't do that.
what are the names of the characters?
Knox and Ryder.
Okay, so they're like cool names. They're
think
like names
so.
you've heard. But these guys, they're friends from school.
They grew up together. They had homes on the same street, so they've known each other since they were little. They did the blood brother thing when they were like
they
8.
like cut their...
They cut their
Yep,
fingers,
yep.
and they got into freshman year. Ryder, who's the hockey player, he was playing for the school's team. There were a couple of older boys on the team that saw how close they were and started making fun of them. And started saying like, oh, well, you guys are gay. Why don't you just come out? How's your boyfriend?
That could totally happen.
Absolutely.
I could see that happening. Like,
Yeah.
kids are so mean.
Absolutely. And Ryder, who has kind of a harder home life, whose dad was always kind of saying similar things to him, who does not have the greatest self-esteem, he was like not about it. And so he was like, I can't handle this. Like, I don't have the wherewithal to deal with that. Like, what do I do? Like, these are guys that I play with on a team who are going to like bully me and tease me and haze me until I'm pushed off of this team that is my only way out of my terrible life. Like, what do I do? So either I join with these guys who are bullying me and bring it back on my best friend and bully him.
It's what kids do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I feel like that's
So
like...
he has to make a really bad choice.
That's
That's
like-
he becomes a bully. So
So in a weird way, it also has bully romance vibes.
it does have bully vibes in it. Yeah.
I'm scared to ask, like, how dark does it, how, like, low does it go? Like, what does he do? Does he do something where you're like,
You just understand that their friendship had an end point. So you see that, like, okay, they went from being friends to stuff had to change because
but it's
poor
dual
Knox.
POV.
It is dual POV. So yeah, you do get from both of their perspectives of like
Which I
kind of
love.
what went down. Yeah, I do too.
I feel like I'm so conditioned now. Like, I've watched it go from only her point of view,
Yes.
like single point of view, but
My
first
first
person.
two books were single POV.
Yeah, and now it's like dual POV,
Yes.
and it's first person always. So whenever I have to like switch my brain to like third person, which occasionally happens, like I read a Tessa Bailey for the first time, and I was
Yes.
like, oh, I didn't know she wrote in third person. Let me just rearrange my
Yes,
brain
you
here
have
for
to
a moment.
Think about it differently for sure.
Are we going into game time? Yeah, we're gonna play a game today.
Oh, how fun! Okay.
We're gonna do a read aloud.
A read aloud.
A read aloud.
Oh, geez.
We're gonna do something kind of fun. We're
Is
gonna.
this a like open to any page and start reading?
No, we're only gonna read something
Ooh.
dirty.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Well,
of
you
how we-
haven't marked every dirty section in there right now. So, oh my gosh.
These are my regular ones, but they'll do. Okay, yes, Mommy can't see.
And it gets progressively worse. So I'm
No, I'm gonna
depending
go
on,
to the
like,
really bad parts.
Woo!
Wouldn't it be fun if we each read something spicy? We have a voice in our head, right, telling us how the spice should sound.
Oh, good. Okay.
But instead of reading that spicy scene in a spicy way, we're gonna read it like I'm gonna have you read it as if you are a woman in labor.
Oh, good God.
And I'm gonna read it. Well, we'll decide. You have to decide if I'm gonna give you that one, and you can decide for me how I can read it.
labor. Oh,
Do you think you can do that one?
Okay, and then you're going to be a construction worker with a jackhammer.
Done. I like it. I like it. I'm here for that game.
Okay.
It's a challenge. This is like,
I mean, that could be like really apropos for like the scene. So I
do I
don't
have
know.
to stand up and hammer, or can I stay in the seat?
No, you can stay in the seat. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, in my mind, I'm a construction. Okay,
You
I
are
got you.
absolutely-
I'm already envisioning
Yeah.
myself. And I'm a man, right?
You're a man.
Okay, I got that.
Yeah.
Now you're a woman in labor. So let's see. Let's see. We're gonna find a good one.
oh,
Oh, I got you.
oh, jeez.
We're gonna start there.
Oh, okay. How far do you want me to read this?
4 or 5 sentences, I think.
My cock is jerking erratically as he hits sensitive spots, tickling, and then making me hiss when he bites my hip. All the sounds leave me.
I like how she's really screaming.
I'm turning red.
I'm doing labor for you.
When he puts his cock in his warm mouth. And he sucks the ability to speak right out of me.
You nailed that.
This is
Oh,
terrible.
God. Do you want to pick the scene that I will read?
Oh my God.
God, you were really screaming. Like, you really had a
will.
baby. You just had a baby and you delivered a chili pepper.
I did the chili pepper baby.
Fabio, your baby.
Adonis.
Put your stuff down. Take off your clothes. And crawl to me, he says calmly, his voice like velvet in the dark. I shiver at the quiet command. Holy fuck! This is the handyman can version of Knox. And I get him in real life after all.
I like that.
I'm jackhammering.
You're jackhammering.
I had to go New York a little because the
like
construction
that.
worker has to be from the East Coast.
It has to be from the East Coast, yes.
In my mind, I'm reading it like my cousin Vinny. I can't
Your
even
cousin
help
Vinny?
myself. I'm like Joe Pesci over here, not a
Yes,
construction
you are.
worker.
Absolutely.
Or like Marissa Tomei and my cousin Vinny. That's the one I can imitate the best. Like, I toe off my shoes. I fumble with emptying my pockets and strip out of my clothes as fast as I can. I leave everything in a pile at the door and drop to my knees on the hardwood, keeping my eyes fixed on Knox, who wears a soft smile for me that's in no way gentle. It's soft in the way the leather of a belt is when it's broken in. It'll still leave a welt when struck against your skin. I think that I like her better. Okay. So we're gonna play this game. We're calling it Swoon and Swear. I totally found this on Amazon.
I'll go first.
Okay.
This is fun. 2 blanks are better than 1.
I mean, 2 boobs? No. 2 boobs are better than 1?
2 dicks are better than 1.
2 dicks are better than 1. But I'm like trying to be, ironic. Are we keeping some kind of a score? I don't know, but we're just doing it for fun.
This is fun.
Okay, so do you want to ask me or do you want me to ask you?
You go next.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Okay. Bitch better have my blank.
Oh, well, I know the automatic one is money, but we're going to go with something else.
Bitch better have my books. Yes! Nailed that. Okay.
That one. Oh my gosh. What gives me multiple orgasms?
My vibrator?
Yeah.
Best boyfriend ever.
Bob, battery operated boyfriend.
Yeah. I mean, if we're going to be honest, call a spade a spade. My pussy is as wet as
Niagara Falls?
That is a wet.
Wop, wop, wop.
Wop, wop. That I know that song.
There you go. See?
Wet ass pussy, is that
Yes.
it? Wet ass. See, I know that song.
Save a horse, ride a...
Well, I know it's Cowboy because I know that song. I love how that's cheating. She's cheating writing these. Save a horse, ride a cock.
There you go.
Ride a penis.
blow up one that you can put in the pool.
That you just like hop along on. Yes. I'm for it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Blank. Bet you can't have just one.
Dicks.
Yeah. There's a harem situation there.
I am just in my male
You're in your dick
era.
mode. You're in lots of dicks. You have penis envy.
I do. I have bad penis envy. The blank is salty as fuck.
I mean, I want to say cum. The cum is always salty as fuck. My books are full of blank dicks. I know you're going to go with dicks. I should have just known that before I pulled it out there.
Dicks.
Dick.
The man named his dick.
Blank? I mean, I kind of want to go to that place where that movie, is it 10 Things I Hate About You, where it's like, Crawl the Warrior King.
Princess Sophia.
We live in Matthew McConaugheyville. I'm like, it's Crawl the Warrior King.
Princess Sophia. Little pig.
Yeah. We're going to find out. Yeah, she was funny in that movie.
She was great.
10 Things I Hate About You. Wrong. It was How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. But we both knew what I was talking about. It was a 10. It was a 10.
Yes.
What's the heroine's secret desire? But there's no heroine.
It's just guys with dicks. How did the hero lose his virginity?
On his stomach.
Wow. That is really
Is that like going too far?
No, not at all. I mean,
I've learned a thing or two about a thing or two.
You've learned a thing or two about a thing or two?
Yes.
Okay,
I know a
excellent.
little something about a little something.
A little something?
A little something about a little something.
A big something?
I hope it's a big something.
A big something.
In every book they should be.
They have to be. We're getting away from like everyday life with a romance.
It's an escape.
Right? Yes, absolutely. We don't want to, we're going to get real here, have the realness of, grabbing the boxers or the t-shirt to clean up the cum after. You don't want to waddle to the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom, and get like a hanging washcloth.
Yeah, absolutely. You want the hero that's going to come back with the warm, wet washcloth.
I love it when they do that.
You don't want, the dog scratching at the door or the kids screaming outside for you when you're rushed.
You're just rushing it through. Yep.
So that's why we escape into books. We want the fantasy and the fun stuff.
Do you ever see those things too where you're like, I wish that would happen to me in real life, but it doesn't ever really
no.
happen?
Oh gosh, no, I'm the definitely person I'm like, ooh, I love it when he gets growly or he tells them what to do. But if that happened in real life, I'd be like, sit your butt down. Please do not try and tell me what
I know,
to
like
do.
all the dialogue and sex scenes, I'm like, it's so
please
hot when
don't
you're
talk
reading
to me.
it. And I'm like, I would in real life be like, shh, shh.
Yes.
No more talking. No
Yes.
more talking. That's why it's like, it is hard to watch adaptations sometimes. It's hard to adapt these stories. Do you ever feel like you can envision like you're watching this as a movie when you're writing it?
I actually, whenever I read, listen, or write, I see the whole thing as a film in my head, and I can.
So
hear
who's playing them?
It's kind of a cross between Kit Harington and like Henry Cavill for writer.
Okay.
Because he's got like the messy dark curls kind of a thing.
Where you grab the back of the hair kind of situation. I love that.
And then Knox, I have no idea. Like I can't even imagine the right person for him. I'm like, I don't know who you are.
But they're all big and muscly and
Big
have a cum
and muscly,
gutter.
absolutely have cum gutters. Yes.
Otherwise known as the
Super
V.
fit. Yeah, the Adonis belt.
Is there ever like a portly average man in a book?
He's got more of a dad bod. He's fit, but he doesn't have like the full definition. So
I kind of like that's keeping it
yeah,
real.
absolutely. He's a country boy, so his name is Tucker.
We decided we'd play this sort of, not like play a game, but like have this little thing called Happily Ever Faster, which I kind of like, really talking about like what made your heart race this week. It could be romance or it could be something else.
Anxiety.
Anxiety is real. That's keeping it real.
Sure. I mean, obviously, I have my anxiety spirals all the time, but honestly, my husband gives me the best princess treatment. I know. And this is not something, I'm a very independent, do-it-myself kind of person. And it took me literally falling off a ladder and breaking my wrist and not being able to do anything for myself a little over a year ago. I was in a cast for 3 months.
You're kidding.
I broke my scaphoid, and it is it's a terrible bone to break. Don't ever do it, I promise.
On your dominant hand?
No, my left hand, thankfully. But still, I was at work. I fell off a ladder, broke my wrist. It was awful. I was like, what am I doing? Couldn't write very well. It was pretty terrible. I had to start relying on him, and since then, I've actually like learned to take princess treatment. So he brings me like my bottle of water, and he brings me snacks. So last weekend, I told him, I was like, I want to have a stay-at-home writing retreat on Saturday. I want princess treatment. And he says, no problem. And so I put it on his calendar.
How long have you been married?
Actually, today we've been together for 21 years.
What? Congratulations. Wait, is this like wedding anniversary?
No, this is like we've been together.
Like
so
you met
dating.
21 years
I
ago.
asked him to be my boyfriend 21 years ago today.
How cute are you? So
And
you
we've
grew
been
up with him in a way,
together,
right?
Like, it'll be 18 years in August that we've been married.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
mazel tov to that.
I know, like our relationship can drink as of today. Like who knew?
You gotta bring him in.
It makes my heart race. He's very sweet. Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
I make sure that, I thank him in all of my acknowledgments, and a lot of my books are for him, and
I
just
love
have to make
him.
Sure. Yeah, I do.
He's
too.
a book boyfriend in real life.
I actually said I think I called him the gold standard of a book boyfriend.
Is he like somehow inspo in every book you write?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I said, Billy, I love you always. You give me the best princess treatment. Make sure my water is full. I have snacks and my headphones are always charged so I can escape the world to play with fictional people. You listen to me talk about them endlessly and really care. Your love is both quiet and all the small things you do to take care of me, and loud with how proud you are of everything I do. You are the gold standard and the best book boyfriend I could have asked for. So
Your goals. That's like everyone's goal.
and I mean, we have to work at that. So it's not
It
like...
is, marriage is a work.
Yeah,
but you know
it
what? A good
absolutely
marriage
is.
should be and always will be, right?
Yeah. So
I love that. I don't even have a good
but
answer.
honestly, it took me breaking my wrist to accept that treatment. So
No, but it's like,
Yeah.
it kind of like it was like meant to happen in a kismet-y way, right?
Yeah.
Like you were meant to have a horrible accident to show you
I was
how
meant to fall
wonderful
off
your
a
man
ladder.
can be. I was just going to say like my spinning class.
I know my walk pad also made my heart race. So
All right, well, we have to wrap it up. I'm so sad.
Oh,
but
yes.
I've loved that you came in.
Yes.
I'm so happy that
Me
you came.
too.
And wait, let's just show the book one more time, this version, because it's so fun.
The mom
Reckless
approved.
on Ice.
Yes.
And it comes out
June 3rd.
June 3rd. So please, can they pre-reserve?
Yeah, they can pre-order it on Amazon. I also have a signed version on my website that's available for pre-order right now. It comes with character art, which
Is there character art in here? This is who they are. Which one is which?
Knox is in front, Ryder's in back, biting him, dry humping him like a chihuahua.
Can I keep this?
These are all
Oh my
for
God,
you.
yay. This has been so excited. Thank you so much.
so
Give me a
welcome.
hug. Oh my goodness.